All right, chat. Today is the day for patch notes. Patch notes have dropped, and the discords are the discords are losing their fucking mind. You know what's funny? Everyone was like very, very skeptical about the Black Mage changes. Everyone in the Black Mage Lounge on Balance are like, so they need to be on a watch. Meanwhile, I look at the Machinist Lounge, and they are so much worse than the Black Mage right now. They're doing so much worse. It turns out I was wrong. I assumed they would not make the Black Mage changes for this patch. Turns out they are. Turns out that the patch, like all the changes that people assume would happen, they happen, and I was wrong. To be fair, I like the changes. I just don't like that they actually didn't announce anything. Kind of a dick move. Now, Chad, you should play Machinist. Fuck no. Are you out of your fucking mind? you, let me find the. Hold on. I want to show you the Machinist opener. What do you think? What do you think of the new Machinist opener? Chad, if anyone gives 10 gifted, I'll play Machinist upcoming tier. Fuck no. 10 out of 10 opener, right? Also, Chad, you know what's funny? I gotta have a general idea of some of these patch like changes. You know what's funny? Some of these like reductions, they're actually buffs. Because they're nerfing, not nerfing, but like the phrasing on this shit is fucking wild. Reduction in potency like has been changed from like 50 to 60%, right? Or like or if it goes like down from like to from 70 to 50. But then they change potency on some of the skills here, and by reducing potency it's still a buff. When you look into a lot of this stuff, turns out this that people will immediately complain, oh, they're reducing AoE. Turns out it's actually a fucking buff on some jobs, on some, mind you, not all of them. But like me and a couple of other peeps in Discord sat down and we found out that it's actually a fucking buff. But the way they phrase this shit is wild. They just phrase this like so poorly. So stupid. I ranted in your Discord about this for 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I saw. The moment you pointed it out, I asked a couple of other people. Some got buffs, some got nerfed. And it's like, it's wild. Like, it didn't click with me as well until you pointed it out in my Discord. But then it actually clicked. And I actually started looking into it. And you were right. Some jobs actually got a buff. But the way this is just pointed out is just weird. No one will understand what the fuck the changes are. For all roles, we have made adjustments to a variety of actions after reviewing the offensive capabilities of melee and rage DPS roles, as well as balance within all roles. Due to the unique nature of future battle design, we anticipate situations in which close range attacks may be difficult to execute. Monks are gonna fucking cry if we have to disconnect from the boss for too long. So we have generally increased the attack potency of melee DPS roles. Cool, neato. I like that. Though I am kind of skeptical of this due to the unique nature of future battle design. They're either gonna introduce some bullshit battle design or it's gonna be good. It's very hit and miss what they might have planned. They've planned mechanics before that just turned out to be nothing burger, right? But if they're doing specifically majority of the patch notes, like the job changes specifically because of the future battle design, it might be either for the field operations, it might be for Savage, I don't know. But I'm also very skeptical because it might be poo poo design and it's just going to be the same as, in out healer stacks, or it might be actually something cool, or all future battle design is just going to be very hectic and fast paced. Who knows, honestly, at this point. Actually, we might know tomorrow if normal raids are gonna do give us anything. Because remember when normal raids came out at the start of the expansion, and people complained that normal raids are too hard. I hope they introduce like difficulty. I generally do. I want more difficulty, or at least like more variety in mechanics. Hopefully. Finally, the adjustments to the reduction of potency for multiple targets in certain area of effect actions were made mainly in order to achieve a better balance within ultimate raids. ultimate raids. Guys, so many shitters messed up the HP balancing in through P4 that they had to adjust everyone's fucking AoE. So many people couldn't swap between health bars and find a difference of 5 HP percent, like 5% in health bars. That like they need to just add percentages. They didn't need to do anything about the AoE. They just needed to add percentages to the aggro list. It is so hard to just tab between two targets just to check health bars. Well, it's not hard, but it's so annoying. It is legit so annoying. They could have done that, but no, they decided like, nah, you guys cannot be trusted with AoE. You should do less. I feel like they're just here to just show us that they remember that physical range are a job. Machinist, spread shot. Who gives a fuck? Reduction. Okay, wait, hold on. So on machinist, it's a vice versa. The potency has been decreased, but the reduction has been also decreased. Yeah, potency is decreased, and the reduction is from 65 to 50 now. These fucking patch notes are annoying. No longer increases potency of scattergun to 160. Yeah, because scattergun has been nerfed. Oh, these are so weird. God, machinist literally is a limited job now. I know people like saw that post, just like the meme one, that machinist is now going to be a limited job and only going to be level to level 90. But like it feels like it at this point, like because what is like machinist arguably should be doing the most damage out of the physical range. It should be, but with the amount of damage dancer or bard bring to the raids, machinists don't really have a role in raids right now. They just don't. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like celebrate like 8.0. They'll bring you back in 8.0. I feel like they should. Otherwise, they're going to lose a lot of people because they will see how little they care about certain jobs. Like, no joke. Like, I know like it's already a meme that 8.0, they're going to bring back in 8.0. But like, a lot of these jobs really, really need like a proper rework and like proper attention paid to them. Because like, if machinists are just nothing right now, these changes are like, sure, I guess in ultimates they do weird AoE. I don't fucking know. I don't understand this. Like this is all technically still a nerf, mainly like just from spread shot reduction. Everything else is just kind of, it doesn't, it's not that big to matter. But like I'm already like crying in Bard just because Bard mechanics are really fucking weird, or not weird actually. I'd say the word is tedious. But Machinist is like for what they bring to the raids and how much damage they do, this is just not fair. It's just not fun to be a machinist main. Like if you're a machinist main and you don't pay attention to live letter or patch notes, go for it. You're gonna have fun. Machinist is a very fun and active job. But if you're someone who cares about stuff like balance, like you're standing as a job across the other jobs, this is like very demotivating. Like imagine you're a machinist and every live letter or patch notes, you just look through the patch notes and you realize your job is just not getting any love. Just no fucking love at all. Like, okay, cool. We got disassemble and endwalker. Who gives a fuck? We got a second cooldown. We're kind of useful, but not really. Cast time has been reduced from 2 to 5 to 2. So now they can slide cast. Neato. They can actually move. The effect of Astral Fire and Umbral Ice no longer expire. That is that is weird. That is weird. That's like that is like what the game teaches you from the very beginning of the game. That is what the game teaches you from like at the very start. You kind of need Astral Fire and Umbral Ice. Yeah, so Black Mage is going to be able to slide cast. Thunderhead no longer expires, so the dot proc that makes it instant doesn't expire ever. Cool, neato. To be fair, basically other than it expiring before like a phase change would be annoying, but otherwise it's like you we like as black mages, do they really lose the thunderhead proc? Because you just change your element from fire to ice or ice to fire and you get the proc, don't you? That timer wasn't really doing anything there, was it? Like feel free to correct me. It's like Fire 3 does more. Blizzard 3 does more. Halt of expiration of Umbral Ice has been removed. Umbral Soul, I know that skill. But they're going to lose some buttons, aren't they? But at least they'll have space for, I don't know, field operation buttons. Cast time has been reduced from 2.8 to 2. Oh. Although this is freeze, who cares? But like still, that's a big change. Thunderhead doesn't expire. Cast time has been reduced from 3 to 2. Like I can see that they made the job more mobile. I can see that there's like more room for black mages to do mistakes while also doing more damage. And that is honestly fair. They should have fast mages likely the build. Very likely, honestly. Very likely. So spell speed black mage might actually come back. Like on the other hand, like on the one hand, I'm unhappy that they didn't announce anything because these changes for a black mage, these are big. Even like the most non-sweaty Andy, who just hangs out as a black mage role player in Limsa, will notice these changes the moment they start doing any quests or anything. They will feel like something's different, something feels weird. These are really big changes, right? I don't like that they didn't announce them. They should have announced them. They said nothing during the live letter about them, and they should have, because now people need to relearn the job in a week before Savage. Yeah, finally won't be afraid to take into release. Yeah, that's my other point. Like, I don't like that they didn't announce it, but in my honest opinion, I'm in favor of these changes. I'm in favor. I get it. Like the sweats are gonna be like complaining, oh, the identity is the jobs is supposed to be difficult. No, like there's already like very few black mages around. Everyone's playing Picto because Picto is more fun to play and does more damage. Meanwhile, Black Mage, it's complicated to play, but they do same damage as the average DPS. They're kind of just lagging behind Picto, but like, why would people choose Black Mage over Picto? At least in this situation, it does more damage and it's more approachable for players to try, right? Well, Black Mages, the ones in Ulda, yeah, exactly. But like, this is like an example we talked about recently. I want you guys to kind of understand, like, uh, kind of my point of view on the black mage changes. I know a lot of people are going to be crying and talking about how much the homo word, whatever the fuck. I can't fucking talk today. I'm sorry. I bought Fortnite. I have purchased Fortnite. I promise. There's a point to me saying this. At some point, Fortnite was supposed to be a zombie survival game, right? You were supposed to be defending against zombies. And there was like this multi battle, well, kind of mini battle royale multiplayer. But people loved the multiplayer. Therefore, Fortnite became a battle royale. Battle royale with these funny building mechanics, right? They look super impressive. How these players would just hear one gunshot and just for sake of safety will build this fucking castle, like this whole thing, right? But like, it's very impressive to see these guys like very quickly build these entire like structures mechanically during fights. It was like very cool to watch, but it was also like throwing off people. Like, I don't want to learn the game, I just want to shoot. And I feel like I'm not gonna have an edge or anything because I have to practice fucking doing 90s with or building houses, right? Like, it threw a lot of people off. And when they introduced a different mode, the no build mode, Fortnite bloomed the fuck up. Like, it was popular before, but now like it's growing very rapidly. All these fucking collabs they do where Goku beats the shit out of Master Chief or I don't know whatever is for good reason, because now the game is just fun. It's just a fun battle royale. People who were intimidated by the skill ceiling required to be able to enjoy the game on a competitive level were essentially just not playing the game because they felt like, do I actually have to practice building fucking houses just to be on a relevant level, like skill level, right? So this here I'm kind of in favor of, because now newer players are more encouraged to try and play black mage, because until now black mage, because when we had only three casters, black mage had the reputation like the hardest job to play and it did the most damage. Then it stopped doing the most damage. The prestige is gone. If you know how to play Black Mage, it's going to be very similar how old Summoner. Summoner is a different topic. They did Summoner very fucking dirty, right? These changes are better than what they did to Summoner. Like the example I'm bringing is like back in whenever Summoner was Summoner, back in like Stormblood or Shadowbringers, you had to do a lot of fucking work as a Summoner to have a cool optimal rotation to do the same average fucking damage as some of the other jobs. You didn't do giga damage, you just did average damage by doing a lot of extra work. Same here. Now that we have four casters and Picto was giga overtuned, that's like another conversation. People were just like thrown off. They didn't want to play a job just because it's difficult. Like, can you imagine being like little Stevie? He installs Final Fantasy 14 because he played Final Fantasy 9 and he really, really likes black mages and their magic. He wants to go around throwing slurs like Blizzaga, right? That's a spell. Don't cancel me. That's a spell in Final Fantasy 9. And then he sees this job. He kind of starts leveling, and people say it's going to get fun at 50, 60, 70, 90, 100. And the fun is that it gets more and more difficult. It's a very difficult job to play. And you just feel like very unmotivated to play this job. I understand why the sweats might be unhappy about the changes, but fuck them. I would like to encourage more people to try more jobs, right? Especially a job like Black Mage, which is like a staple job across a lot of like Final Fantasy games. The wizard class should not be the most fucking complicated, right? Again, I just to reiterate, I'm not a fan of how they introduced this, but I'm happy these changes are happening. Sure, a lot of people are going to be complaining, but Black Mage is like the only one who has two major UI elements. Not like one big one and one smaller ones, two big ones. And their whole rotation required a lot, like a higher skill ceiling. It's now a lot lower, and people are going to be encouraged to play Black Mage more. So just like Fortnite, it's going to be encouraged to grow a lot better because it's now going to be introducing a lot more players to the job. They're going to feel a lot less intimidated of playing it. It feels weird at the moment. If you still enjoy the game, you are going to get so many people onto your ass, lol. Fuck them. It's a video game. It's not that deep, right? A lot of these people are gonna like start crying and scratching the floor and stomping their feet. You know, wah. I have opinions about a video game, but it's like it's a video game. It's not that deep. We all want the game to do well because we want to more players to want to play the game. It's an MMO after all, right? But at the end of the day, to maintain the same prestige for black mages, we either make it even more fucking complicated and buff the fuck out of it, but then the black mages are going to be constantly like at two stages, either shit black mages or god black mages. There's no in between, and we have to cripple other jobs just to maintain that fucking prestige of you. If you maintain the higher difficulty, you do more damage. That's stupid, right? Playing this game should be fun. Identity of a job shouldn't be in its difficulty. It should be in the way it plays. Now, like the Square Enix, like patented fucking balancing is weird. It's mid. A lot of jobs just don't deserve the fucking treatment they get. But the Black Mage changes, I agree with them. Because now little Timmy is going to pick up Black Mages and he's going to feel a lot less intimidated. Like, why can those casters move around with casting and I cannot? Like, Black Mage was a whole thing, a whole system you had to learn to be a person that can actually play the job decently. Not decently, just well. Because if you don't understand and you just think you can wing it, like for example on Pictomancer, any shitter could have just pressed random buttons and they could have done good damage and they would have had fun playing the job. On Black Mage, that's not the case now, is it? They could barely move. The rotation is very not like they're calculated, but also very rigid. Can't help but wonder: did Picto's approachability lead to this? Because Picto is very easy to pick up, maybe, possibly. Maybe they just literally saw that not everyone's picking up Picto just for the damage, but also people pick up Picto and also continue playing it because it's also fun to play. It is a fun job to play. Like I'll be the first one to admit it. It's poorly fucking balanced, but it's very fun to play. The inherent issue is that difficulty can be fun. That is true. But I believe the difficulty should be presented in fights and not the jobs. I believe the difficulty should be specifically represented through fight design and not how you design the jobs themselves. The job should, like, you playing the fantasy of a black mage should not be difficult for you. You playing the fantasy of a black mage within a certain environment, that should be the difficult. You know, as the hero or the champion, you should be overcoming obstacles, not being a fucking obstacle to yourself. As deep as that sounds, but that is essentially how I feel about black mages. Let's be honest. Like Chad, tell me if you agree or disagree with me. The game design and rating would have been a lot more fucking fun if tanks can stay the same. They can have their fun tools, right? I think the tanks are in a good spot, but they just need more tank busters like the one in Valagarmanda, so they have a lot more meaningful actions and raids, right? Healers, I believe all healers should just have a stance that gives them either regen abilities or shield abilities, similar to how Astra was back in Shadowbringers. So you don't have to always avoid bringing two regen or two shield healers. You should be able to have a sage and a scholar, and just one of them just goes to regen instead of shields. You should be able to play with your friends and not just be like forced to not, right? Melee are fine. Melee have all these fucking varieties, but then for range, I believe there shouldn't be a fizz range or supports, as they call them, and magical range. All of them should be just one category. You can mix up the gearing if you want, similar to the melees, but I feel like they should be one fucking category. You should like, and 5% need to fuck off. It just like, I don't believe like you need 4, 3, 5, whatever the fuck percent. I think if you have one of every job, tank, healer, melee, range, you get 5%. That's it. You shouldn't be like stuck to these weird fucking systems. You gotta have two melees for mechanics or flex. You gotta have a physical range and not double casters. You gotta have a shield and a regen, two tanks. You know. So that is my opinion. Like, you do that, the game is going to be a lot more fucking fun to play because you're not. The game is not going to be telling you that you're not allowed to do something. If the game is telling you you're not allowed to do something because it's suboptimal and you're being punished for having fun, fuck off. That's stupid. It generally is stupid. They also need to more interject things, use utility in fights. I agree. I agree. Interject the spells. Gimme, gimme. Like, I don't mind the 2 minute meta, the homogenization. Every fucking game has got to be the same. You press the strongest button as soon as possible. Just in this game, we know that it's going to be every 2 minutes. Who gives a fuck, right? But I want the fights to be fun. I genuinely do. Give me more new, fun, exciting mechanics, not the usual 8. Tank Buster, ooh, they invuln, in, out, spread, stack on the healers. Avoid the big AoE going through the middle. Oh no, the AoE is now on the sides. Sides, in. Soak the towers. Oh, limit cut. Oh no. Why do physical range have roll actions that do nothing to bosses low? Right, I agree. Same with casters and healers. They have repose. Put a target to sleep. That's only used, I don't know, deep dungeons maybe. We should have some mechanic where ads appear and you can put them to sleep for mechanical reasons. We should be able to rescue other things on the field, not just our teammates. There's got to be more to this. They have potential to make really, really cool fights, and they just give us kind of the same shit. Oh, this tank buster is a cleave. Woo! What the fuck, right? I think Fizz Range as a role needs a fundamental rework entirely. I agree. I agree. Like, what is the role of like Dancer and Bard? I understand they bring RDPS, but what the fuck is Machinist doing here? We need to rework. Like, either Machinist needs to start buffing the group, or we need to rework that entire category. And hopefully, they're gonna do that with the release of like a fourth physical range in 8.0. Hopefully, I like these changes for black mages. I understand the black mages aren't happy, but I genuinely believe this is gonna help like grow the population of black mages. Because like looking at some of the like the number of parses, like especially at the very start when people were like playing jobs for Savage or Ultimate, like at the very start, a lot of more people were playing Picto than black mage. Probably not as many were playing Summoner, but like black mage, like I think I checked. Don't quote me on this. I checked the numbers like in the morning, but they were like very vague. I didn't remember them. But like Black Mage wasn't the same level of number as Summoner. Like roughly the same number of parses as Summoner. There were more like Red Mages and Pictos around. For such a job that commanded prestige, previously, it's weird. It's giga weird. So it's like this is gonna definitely introduce a lot more people, or if not introduce, at least encourage people to actually give Black Mage a proper like college try properly, and not just be dissuaded by the difficulty of it. Summoner, necrotize, cool. Wow. Red Mage, cool. Wow. Oh, there you go. Picture. What the fuck? Oh boy. Oh boy, that is a lot of changes. Fire in red, buffed. Air in green, buffed. Water in blue. Oh, I see what they're doing. Reduction is increased. I see what they're doing. I think now Pictomancer is going to be a bit more aware of their rotation, and they're gonna specifically less rely on their like 1 and 2 minute bursts, and rely a lot more on the rotation in between. At least like the way I'm seeing all of this, like in between. Like you, we're gonna have a lot less shitters that can just press the random buttons and do more damage than any job in the game. Hammer stomp is also, yeah. I think this is what essentially happening, because like a lot of the damage specifically came from like these spells, like hammer and stamp and palm use, because you could prepare them during downtime and then just send them as if they're part of your rotation. So now there's going to be a lot more focus, well, not a lot, but like a lot more focus specifically on the rotation in between the paintings. And the paintings are going to also just, they're still going to do damage, but just like they're not going to be like the main source of damage. They still might be. Like I haven't played Picto enough to tell you like for sure, but like as far as I'm understanding these changes, this is what it feels like. Every time I saw Red Mage and Fruit, they were taking a melee spot. Black Mages would sometimes do that too, but I don't think I saw Summoner and Fruit more than once or twice. Summoners, like, surprisingly were not very popular in Fruit. Like, even recently when I was trialing people, while trialing, I just was swapping between jobs. I went as a Summoner. I know the Summoner rotation very well. I did not do a lot of damage. I swapped to Picto just for fun. I did not know the rotation. I had the opener on my second screen, and even then, I messed it up like multiple times. We we started not ever seeing the fucking enrage timer. The amount of damage Picto fucking pulled in comparison to Summoner. Picto will still be in the party because Picto is still fun to play, and they still pretty good, honestly. Looking by the damage here, not gonna have like the most, like they're gonna get a lot less from party buffs, but their rotation is still gonna be very strong. I genuinely believe Pictos are still gonna be strong. I don't know if they're gonna be stronger than Black Mage. Like from what I've seen, Black Mages might do more damage than Picto. They might. Then again, it's like I don't play enough casters this expansion to know for sure. But if I am understanding the numbers right, I feel like Black Mage might be on top this time around. We might see a lot more Black Mages in Prague, and I genuinely feel like Black Mage might actually do more damage this time around. Yeah, look at that. That shit lost fucking 300 potency. 300 potency. Cloud Muse also 300 potency. Comet in Black, on the other hand, fucking 90 potency increase. Yeah, the rotation in between the paintings is now buffed, but they're gonna benefit a lot less from buffs and AoE if that fucking matters. Anyone who actually knows casters, am I bugging? Anyone who already read the patch notes, am I bugging? Or I genuinely feel Black Mages might actually pull through this time around and actually do more than Picto. I don't know if they're gonna do more than the other jobs. I don't understand all the jobs fully, but like from where I know Black Mages and Picto. Whatever, we'll see. This, on the other hand, what the fuck? This is so shit. Like, who gives a fuck about this? Potency increased by 5 fucking potency. Who gives a fuck about this? Holy shit. Gravity. Who gives a AoE? Who cares? Sage and Scholar still get like increased uptime on 2 targets still. That changed nothing. Healer changes, let's go. Oh, yeah, exactly. This is nothing. This is them just like, oh, healer strike, happened. We need to give them something. Here, have 5 potency. Here, have a rock. Go play. One of these days, the game is just going to be PvP buttons, but 30-minute boss fights. I You know what? I'd be down for it. I genuinely would. Like, as much as I want to talk about how boring healers are to play, if the fight itself is going to be fun, I'm all for it. I don't care. Because I've rated in Guild Wars. In Guild Wars, you have like 8 buttons. Okay, 10 maybe, right? Because you have like also the healing and the other effects. Sorry, the deity effects, right? In Guild Wars, you have like 4 skills here, like weapon dependent, and 4 skills like class dependent, right? And you have like a couple of extra skills for just self healing and like another one, and that's it. Very simple rotation, but the raids are fun. Not all of them. I haven't. I'm not gonna claim I played all of them, but like from what I've played, raids are fun in Guild Wars. Same here. I don't care if we like have the 1 button rotation we got in PvP. If the raids are fun, fucking go for it. If they make all of these changes specifically for the upcoming battle design changes and the fights actually end up being fun, gimme, gimme. I don't care if I need to press 1 button. If the fights are fun, gimme. I think that would be sick.